It's Edward Roske, and I'm asking good questions. How do you write a prompt that actually works? So I'm going to start by killing a few myths. Sorry about this. People swear by these like magic words that maybe used to work at some point back in the dark ages of AI, like 2023. These are things like be polite, say please and thank you. Offer the AI a tip. Lie that you'll be fired if it doesn't succeed. Tell it it's a world-class expert in blank subject. Well, researchers at Wharton actually tested all of those on some really hard problems. They told the model they tip it $1,000. They threatened it. They slapped on expert personas. And across the big frontier models, none of it reliably moved the quality. One team even tested threatening to kick a puppy, although that might tell you more about researchers than about AI. Politeness barely registered either. So all those clever incantations that people trade, like, I don't know, Magic the Gathering cards, mostly turn out to be noise. What I find freeing about that is it makes things a lot simpler. You actually don't need a secret phrase. You just need to be clear about what you actually want. Because the people getting great results just give the machine enough to work with without it being confused on your desires. The answer is kind of boring. The best prompt shows the model an example of what good looks like. Telling it the rules helps so it understands its constraints. Showing it one finished example you'd be happy with helps a lot more. If you actually read the guides to prompting from both Anthropic and OpenAI, which I have, they say the same thing, which is set the goal, give examples, tell it where you're going, and it really tells you to treat the model like a really smart intern who is on day one in a business world. Give it context, be specific, show examples, and tell it the exact format that you want back. So I'll make it concrete. Compare, write a summary of this report for my team with you're briefing a team that hasn't read this. Give me 5 bullets, each under 20 words for a non-technical reader. Lead with the decision we need to make and match the style of this summary that I liked last month. The second one stops the AI from guessing. We don't want AIs to guess because they can make things up in that case. It's the exact same model, but you're going to get a wildly better answer because you did the thinking up front. Turns out that the trick to getting good help is the same as with humans, which is mildly insulting that us AI people took this long to realize it. My honest take, most bad AI output is just because someone made a really vague request. So look ahead, because AI is getting better. What happens when AI just gets what you mean? Well, the models are already getting better at reading intent. Ethan Mollick, who I totally have an AI crush on, describes the newest ones as tools that, in his words, just do stuff, where you give a rough ask and they fill in the gaps, which is either really wonderful or the opening of maybe a buddy cop movie. But if this keeps going, the clever wording skill will fade. The hard part is going to become actually a whole lot more interesting because the model is going to move to knowing what you actually want and knowing what good looks like before you even ask. It's going to know, oh, you probably wanted that in bullets. You probably wanted a certain length. You probably wanted me to explain it to a general audience. I did get 3 days, 3 wonderful days to play with this beautiful model from Anthropic. Before their fight with the federal government took my favorite toy away, which I'm not bitter about at all. And I found that the best way to prompt that model was just to tell it a goal. You didn't have to tell it how to get there. And frankly, it actually worked better if you didn't tell it the steps to take to get there. Just tell it how to know when it had succeeded and then let it get there on its own. And that model is going to be caught up to and passed by plenty of other models because that's where real prompting is going. A machine can draft anything now, but the thing that it can't do is decide that its draft is wrong. Or notice you actually asked the wrong question in the first place. There would have been a better question to ask. That judgment is the part that stays yours, for now at least. The future of prompting comes down to a clearer head about what you're trying to get, which actually raises one last question. When AI can read your intent, will there still be a need for us to ask anything? If you found this quick and helpful, please subscribe. But until next time, keep asking good questions.